I really... Rude. What's up guys, James here from BootWizard Boot Reviews, and today we are doing a full tech spec breakdown of the Nike Phantom Venom Pro. So this is the first takedown model in the Nike Phantom Venom line, and honestly, I think it's pretty impressive. We're going to go through all of the details so that you can make a decision as to whether this is the value boot for you. So stick around. So we're going to kick things off with the upper, which is in three distinct materials. You've got the Kangalite in the toe box and running up into the striking element, the strike grip element. Then you've got Nike skin. So Nike skin which runs all the way around the back of the boot. So this gives you much of the structure and the responsiveness to the boot. Then on top of that we have mesh, so there is no fly knit on this boot. This is mesh, so you got mesh through this little lace cover area here. The lace cover not really doing much, controversial design element, and then you have mesh through the lace area with the tongue as well, which so far annoys me a little bit because it bunches up a little when it's on my feet. It takes a long time for me to fix that. It's also a very thin mesh material. The upper is super soft out of the box. It's really impressive, especially for what is a takedown. That K-Lite, which is Kangalite, is a really nice material. Kangalite is a synthetic leather, and it's a material that I really... Rude. It's a material that I really love. It provides a somewhat leather-like experience without using leather, and it doesn't suffer from the problems such as water retention and like destructuring, stretching that you get from leather. So I think it's fantastic in this instance. So because it is synthetic, Nike can adjust it however they want. It's quite a thin K-Lite. It's going to be thinner than what you'll have experienced previously from most Kangalite boots, but it's really nice to see it back on a Nike boot. I'd love to see it back on an elite level boot. That K-Lite goes up into the strike grip element here. So this is not a precision power element like you get on the elite model, but it does offer some grip, some texture, and it's just really a large target, like a big striking area, hit the ball here. Doesn't do much in terms of how you're gonna react, how the ball's gonna move. It does have a little bit of grip and texture to it, but don't expect it to work miracles. Similarly with the K-Lite as well, this is fairly smooth. It's a little bit matte, but it is not textured like you're gonna get on the Elite. And finally, the touch on the ball. The touch on the ball is actually quite thin. It's bordering on Vapor 12 thin. It feels very different to the Vapor 13 because the 13 is so tightly wrapped to your foot, but it does have that lightweight, thin, barefoot mercurial feel, and it is a tight-fitting boot as well. So you're gonna get a barefoot, pingy sensation out of this, even though with a K-Lite you might have expected it to be a little more padded. I would not describe this as a padded upper. If you're looking for a padded leather-like sensation, I don't recommend this, but pingy barefoot sensation at a takedown price is a good place to start. So taking a look at the appearance of these, honestly, I think they look fantastic. So this is the new Lights colorway. So it's basically just an all vault with this white silver accenting in the back, and then the black swoosh and black sole plate. I think the colorway is great. I love the fact that they've gone for the big graphics like they did from the Vapor 13 with the sportswear style graphics in the Just Do It here, and then the more football inspired graphics with the Phantom and then all the Nike soccer logos all around the back here. These are quite a premium looking boot, I think. I do think that the slightly smoother texture on that Kangalite instead of on the Flyknit does lead them to look a little cheaper, but on the whole, I think these look great. If you want a really detailed and in-depth look at these boots, then do click the link above and that will take you straight through to my unboxing of these. And as always, remember to subscribe and like this video as well. The sole plate and stud pattern is a variation of the Hyperreactive 2.0 sole plate and stud pattern, which in all honesty is fantastic. If you've tried on the Elites or you've seen them, this is basically the same. There's very, very little difference. The stud pattern is identical. It's one of the best on the market. It's nice and aggressive, and I think it's only topped by the Mercurial. And then it is really nice and stiff through the midfoot and heel, but really nice and flexy through the forefoot. If you're looking for something at a budget price in an FG version that has a really great outsole, there's almost no better option than this. Weight, this is another area where I've been hugely impressed by this boot. So let's chuck the Phantom Venom Pro on the scales there. 198 grams. That's an amazing weight for a pro level takedown boot. And then we're just going to compare that to the Elite level, which is 201 grams. So you're not going to feel much difference on feet, but the pro version is actually the lighter of the two boots. So you've got that thin barefoot feel already. You add to it the lightweight nature of the boot, and you're building a really solid base for a very good boot here. So value for money, these retail for 130 euros, which is a good price in today's boot market. The Elite level, 250 euros, which is a serious increase. So to get these for 130, I think is good. I think they are probably at that price point one of the best value for money options on the market right now. The problem being that if you are willing to be patient, if you're willing to look around, you can probably pick up the Elite level for about the same price. So if you have 130 euros, should you buy the Venom Pro? If you want a new colorway, then yes. If you are willing to get an older colorway, buy the Elite. If you have Academy level money, then wait for the Pro on sale and buy those at Academy level price. So that's my advice. Great boot, great option, especially on sale. But if you've got that money, you can look around now. These have been out for long enough in the Elite level. You can probably pick up the Elite for about the same price. And that's what I'd do if I had 130 euro. So the liner, the inside of the boot, this is where I have a couple of problems with the Phantom Venom Pro. The first one being the liner itself. This is the liner. It is a mesh on top with a piece of foam on the back. This is cheap. It's the only way that I can describe it. The foam on the back is super cheap. There's no stability to it. The mesh liner on top is not great. There are Academy level Nike boots with better liners than this. This is a disappointment. Also, the heel liner isn't the best. It's probably unfair. It's a synthetic leather, but it's very, very slick. It's very, very smooth. I wear these with grip socks, but I wear grip socks most of the time, and I don't really have a problem. But honestly, if you don't have decent socks, they don't have to be grip, but just decent socks, you might get some problems with heel slippage, which might lead to blisters. And then the actual internals of the boot, as you look down inside, this is a nylon material. It's a very strange nylon material. It feels like a bit like it belongs in a tent, which again doesn't feel particularly premium. And when you've been wearing these for a while, you've been sweating into the boot, it does make for a less than pleasant experience. On the whole, it's something that I don't like about this boot. It's this white area just in here is basically a nylon tent, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm not a huge fan of either of those things. Not deal breakers, but definitely way less premium, and one of the reasons that I would pick up the Elite instead of the Pro when you can get the Elite on sale. So firstly and most importantly, do I own Volt colored Nike grip socks, and did I wear them deliberately to match them to these boots? You are absolutely right, I did, because it looks fantastic and I love Volt. But getting into how these actually fit and feel. The fit is fairly tight, but not overly so. Not as tight as the Academy level boots, but certainly around that kind of tight barefoot feel. In terms of actual sizing, I have gone for my usual size UK 8, and they fit me pretty much perfectly. They're a little bit longer than you're going to find in the Elite model, but I definitely would not change size. As I say, I do have grip socks on, so I don't really experience any problems in the heel area, as I mentioned earlier. In terms of width, they're not too bad. Unless you have a very wide foot, you should be able to wear them. The problem being that they are actually really hard to get on because of the tongue area. So the tongue is constructed to make it feel like a one-piece upper. But because of that, there is very little stretch in that mesh, so it makes the boot really hard to get on. So if you have wide feet or high arches, you'll probably struggle to get them on. It's not about whether you can wear them once you have them on, it's if you can get them on at all. My only other gripe regarding this boot does come from the tongue itself. So this mesh tongue here is quite thin. So if you really do like to pull your laces very tight, you are susceptible to a little bit of lace bite. Overall though, I think these look fantastic, especially in this colorway, and if you have matching socks. And they also feel very good, feel comfortable on feet. They fit great. I don't have too many complaints. Even those things that I don't particularly like, when you put the package together, it's still a great boot. So do remember to like this video. Remember to be a subscriber by clicking over here. And also you can check out any of my other videos on the Phantom line and some of my new stuff over here. Well, that's all from BootWizard here today. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the Phantom Venom Pro. But have a good day. We will see you soon.